Dave in Pennsylvania. You're talking to Eric Murphy. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing good. I'm looking at the notes. I'm really excited about this. So,
well, it's going to be a brief call. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm sure you want to get to other callers.
So, who are you? And are you a religious person, an atheist? What's your...
Satanist.
I think you are our first Satanist.
Really? Well,
yes.
I feel honored.
I'm honored that you called, my friend. What did you want to talk about?
Well, I wanted your opinion on something. My wife and I have been considering. We bought a house about 10 years ago next to a grade school. Mm-hmm. And we're considering converting it into a satanic church.
Oh, that's awesome. Are there any city regulations that would potentially butt up against it? Have you talked to like FFRF? And I know that American Atheists also has lawyers. I think y'all have lawyers too, just to make sure that would be kosher.
Oh yes. Well, I'm sure it's going to go over like a turd in a punch bowl, of course, but I still think that something like that is necessary. I mean, when the way I see it, Christians often act like bullies. They use their authoritative positions to control people. And this is a way to kind of put a thumb in the eye and show them that they don't have that control and they can't, be bullies.
So one of the things I'm really excited about this call is I have somebody else in this list who wants to talk about what persecution would look like the other way around. And so I wanted to talk to you first, Dave, because I wanted to kind of draw that out and maybe talk about it and maybe get your opinion. If you are looking at somebody who's, Christian and they're saying, oh my gosh, I'm so persecuted. What's the difference between a Christian?
You hear that a lot.
What's your take on that? What do you think?
I think it's bullshit. I think that they're just crybabies. They see anybody that gets a right, be it a gay person, a trans person, a different religion, they see themselves as somehow losing a right, and that's part of the problem. I don't know about anybody else's experience, but the majority of Christians I've interacted with are, and I don't want to sound insulting, but I can't really help it. They're just not that intelligent. They haven't really tried to break out from their religiosity, and part of that is understandable. They've been steeped in it from birth. So if that's all you knew, well, what else are you going to choose from? It's like the menu analogy. If you keep going to the restaurant and the only thing on the menu is spaghetti, mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense that you're going to think spaghetti is the best meal you could ever have because it's the only one you've ever fucking tried.
I the only place that I would push back on is I would go, I totally like that analogy. But just because the menu only has spaghetti on it doesn't mean you're not intelligent enough to find, you know what I mean? That's just all the options that you have. So I wouldn't call people who are religious, less, proficient, in any of those things, because I've met tons and tons of absolutely brilliant Christians and Muslims and atheists and whatever.
No, that was a generalization. I'm not saying they all are. I've met some very intelligent Christians too. But the other thing is too, where the analogy I think extends further is not only do you think spaghetti is the best thing on the menu, you think everything else that could possibly be on the menu is evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Meatloaf. Oh my God, that's from Satan, or some shit. Can't have meatloaf.
Yeah.
So that's. I mean, I just don't think that they've ever branched out or read. If I have an opinion that is in question, I try to find other stuff that challenges that opinion and try to find what's right. But a lot of Christians just don't do that. They're just very comfortable and safe in their belief structure, and they're afraid to step beyond that.
And what you're doing and what your group is doing, are you at the Satanic Temple?
I'm a member, but I'm not like affiliated or anything like that.
Okay. Well, getting involved with the Satanic Temple, what's really fun about it is the way, you're taking something and you're flipping it on its head. It is part of,
right.
Well, actually, can we just break this apart a little bit? Because there may be Christians who are looking at this going, oh my gosh, this person worships the dark one.
Yeah. Well,
so yeah, let's actually clarify that a little bit. So do you actually believe in a living, breathing Satan?
Oh, of course not.
Of course not. And living, breathing God?
No, of course not.
No. So when you say you believe in Satan or worship Satan, what do you mean by that?
Well, it's not really a worship thing. You can be affiliated with a group that is a particularly religious group, be it Buddhists or whatever, that don't necessarily believe in a specific supreme being or a deity, whatever you want to call it, something supernatural. But they still believe in the tenets of that belief structure, and that still qualifies you as being whatever label you want. It could even be Christian. I actually know Christians that don't necessarily believe in the supreme being aspect, but they believe in the teachings. They think the teachings are worthwhile, so they continue to call themselves Christians. And who am I to say they're not? Right? It's not up to me to tell them they're not.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I was in a conversation with someone, and they were saying, "Well, how do you know if a person's an atheist?" And I say, "Well, they say they're an atheist. Why? Like, you know." Arguing that is tempting the no true Scotsman fallacy, and I love that you're willing to give people exactly what they say that they are, and you meet them where they're at. Dave.
Well, this is. Oh, God.
Oh, what I was going to say is, I want to know if you do it, and if you do it, dude, I want to follow up with you. Like, I would love to hear about this as it happens.
Well, I want to do one more thing that I think that would be very. This is just for the hilarity.
Okay. Don't lose our nonprofit status, Dave.
No, it won't be that.
Oh, what's up?
My wife makes great cookies, and what I thought about doing is having her bake a bunch of cookies and putting them in these boxes and giving them out to kids for free, right? But underneath the cookies would be the sticker for the Satanic Temple. So when you finish the cookies, there's the sticker. And kids love stickers. They'll put stickers up everywhere.
My goodness. Run that by lawyers first. Because you don't want like any allergens, make that a no-bake, gluten-free,
Oh, yeah. We'd have to go through some process. I would just love to see the looks on people's faces when they get to the bottom of that box. I think that would just be...
I think that would be hilarious. Dude, keep in touch with me, would you please? My email's eric@atheist-community.org. I would love to keep in touch. I'd love to have you call in again and find out as this goes along. I absolutely advise that you get legal advice for all of this stuff because that is way above my pay grade. But it's the best way to cover your ass.
Sounds good.
All right. Dude, thank you for calling in.
Thanks for taking my call.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so we got a few donations. One of them was for $50, and Hopswatch says, is Pastor McMurtry sexually attracted to pumpkins, perchance? It's just that I don't know. And that seems to be the case with everyone else, too. There's a pastor of a hate church. I've actually seen this online if you haven't seen it. Check out Mr. Atheist. And he, I guess, was called Mr. Pumpkin. There's this whole thing. All in all, from what I've seen, there's a hate group wanting to do something at Pride in Florida, having a conference called Make America Straight Again. It's a hate group, and they openly advocate for the murder of LGBTQIA plus people. And so a bit of fun by making fun of some really horrible people. I'm not saying Pastor McMurtry is sexually attracted to pumpkins. I just don't know. I also, in the comments, got a whole lot of people saying no sod this week. So, okay, you have been heard. No sod this week. I do have a few open lines, though, so if you want to call in, now's the time. 512-686-0279. That's 512-686-0279. If you're a religious caller, you're going to get to the front of the line. Don't leave me talking by myself into the camera. That's going to be awkward and weird, and we're both going to feel weird, and I don't like that dynamic. Also, speaking about Pride,